Depends. I find myself sometimes a little jittery because I know that how I was, say, a year ago. So now, being able to show the patients that I show them, I got my employees that sit here and, who the hell are you?
I was just going to ask, what's the feedback?
Yeah, I mean, they're like, where's Ed? Ed's
Nice.
right here. Get your ass to work. No. But no, it's definitely helped me tone things at work and at home. So it's
Well, great validation,
Yep.
too. You're getting the support from it.
Yeah.
Good job. Good job. Who else has one?
I'll go. Go ahead.
No.
I put down being invisible and saying being willing to be seen. And one of the things that happened right after retreat was our Attorney General had open office hours for people to come talk, and I went twice.
Nice.
And as a result, I started a new job March 20th, March 30th.
Oh, look at that.
Yeah, she knows who I am.
Mine was fear of change, and so since the retreat needs to change my career and kind of branch out into other areas that I maybe wasn't really opening myself up to before.
And so has the fear, what's your fear level now on a scale of 1 to 10, with 10 being really fearful?
Of change in general, probably still like a 4.
Okay.
Maybe more of a cautiousness than a fear.
Nice.
So try to be more open to the idea of change, but not all change is bad.
Yeah. Good job. Good job. How about someone else?
I have patience also,
Yeah.
but I think COVID cured me. Truthfully, I don't think I did anything about it, but it was like living the lower, slower Delaware life, and I don't have a choice. If you go out to eat, you're going to wait. If you go to the grocery store, you're going to wait. So
There you go.
I'm thinking all the things that COVID might have done me good on this one.
I don't know how all of you did your COVID opportunity, but when it hit, I said, I am not coming out of this in a worse spot. I mean, so I developed a plan, and I worked my plan, and I lost weight during COVID. Like I said, I don't care who posts what. And I hope you each were able to take that time. That time was really valuable. And converted it into things that could put you in a better spot once we all escaped. So, good job. Good job. Anybody else?
So mine was, I had put down like control. So I have a hard time trying to control everything, which creates just a super busy lifestyle for me. So one of the things I wanted to do was just be more present and spend more time with my kids. And so I don't.
So you took the COVID cure too.
Yes. So I don't think I immediately started doing that right away, but definitely during COVID I was able to do that, and now I can't get enough of it. Now I don't want to work at all. I just want to sit down.
COVID changed the complexion of my company totally. My property management firm, they all work from home now. And they have assigned days. They choose the day they're going to be in the office, so our office is open. And we're more productive because they're not all walking to Wawa's together. I didn't know one person couldn't go to Wawa's, but that's at my company. They have to go in pairs. So for me, as the owner, it's very productive. So lots of things changed that everybody wasn't adversely impacted. And I think all of us were made much more aware of many things about ourselves and our lives and things around us. So very unique time. So how to remain gremlin-free is really important. And the one thing I know through my careers and different opportunities, different life changes, that my self-esteem has always been something that I had to protect, I had to work on. I can still duplicate feeling inferior. I watched my 50-year reunion from high school on video, and I was at home and I had a stomach ache. So it's like, I'm glad I didn't go, because I was feeling so inferior, and oh my God, what do I look like, you know? So we do have that self-esteem opportunity going on a lot. So nothing is more important than how you feel and think about yourself. Nothing, because that's the base that you start everything on. You know the saying too, you've got to love yourself before you love somebody else, and all that good stuff comes from within. So we're going to spend some time talking about within and how to keep the same thing that you have, the energy you have in this room today, and all that positive input that you've had. How do you keep it going even when you leave this room? Because y'all aren't going to be able to go together, and you're going to be out there again on your own, just like you were when you came to the first session. So what are you going to enact for yourself so that you stay at the top of your game no matter what happens? So why is building your self-esteem so important? Why do you feel self-esteem is important? Do you feel self-esteem is important? Let's start there.
I think that it's important because if your self-esteem is low, you can literally talk yourself out of being successful. You can literally talk yourself out of anything, and it stunts your growth as a leader, as a parent. I think in every aspect of your life, you can doubt yourself. It's hard to overcome that self-talk.
And how do people around you react to you when you're in that mode a lot?
They go the other way.
Yeah, you're one of those victim kind of people, and you're going to be more of an island. And I think you're all in environments, you've spoken to the fact, well, you're leaders, so obviously you're in group environments, and so who wants to be in a group when a person with a low self-esteem ends up with that energy level? So why else do you need a strong self-esteem? You know, in addition to getting yourself forward with it, low self-esteem can take you backward. Every addiction has low self-esteem attached to it. So low self-esteem can help you talk yourself into really difficult situations that become even harder to get out of than if you had worked on your self-esteem to begin with. So that's where we're going. We're going to work on our self-esteem to begin with so we don't ever get in that position. So the advantages of having a strong self-esteem include life becomes simpler, it's lighter, it's happier. And when you read these, you're thinking, gee, I think I want some of this. I mean, don't you want your life to, well, we've made our life simple. We got COVID. So now we all have a simple life. How are we going to protect it? If you stay home more, do the family thing. It's really, really a safe, wonderful place to be. It also, when you have a high self-esteem, you're not going to be braggadocious because you actually are going to feel very comfortable about yourself, and you're not going to need to say anything more to get attention because you'll already feel good about you, just the way you are. So life becomes simpler and lighter. You also have more inner stability. Have you ever gone into a place where you had butterflies in your stomach? Well, we came here. There you go. So when you walk into a place and you're not comfortable and you just feel like you're on the edge of your seat, and I can't wait to get out of here. Does something come to mind for you right away? And don't say work every day, but that's where you get a different job then, right? So when you do have a good self-esteem, you're not going to have that feeling as often. You're going to be more stabilized, your life is going to be more even feel. And with that, you're going to end up with more energy because isn't it exhausting to sit on the edge of your seat or be nervous all the time? It's exhausting. So I'm trying to create an energy for you using your own tools so that not only do you get high self-esteem, but you do have that awesome energy that's so positive. Less self-sabotage. What kind of self-talk do you use? Do you ever tell yourself you're not quite what you were hoping you were? I hope not. At my house, the favorite word apparently for us siblings were calling each other an idiot. So I really recognized recently that I'm calling myself an idiot. And it's like, wait a minute, and I had to stop me, and I say, my brothers aren't here, I'm cool. That's their job to tell me I'm an idiot. So, but there are other people that will end up, seemingly teasing, but when you hear it sufficiently, you really can take it to heart, and you can take it on yourself, ask one who knows. So you're not going to self-sabotage if your self-esteem is high and maintained. You're going to be more attractive in every relationship. That's the person that people are drawn to. They are drawn to the person that has a good self-esteem. This young lady did a good job of pretending she had one because she said that she didn't, but she has people drawn to her. How fun is that? That's a beautiful thing. So, is that good? Dawn is a big one for that. Dawn has a really good persona that people are drawn to her because it's positive. You know you're going to have a good time. You know that there's going to be a team there. You know you're not going to have to pull them up, and that you're all going to be able to work together to move forward without one person having to carry the load. So it's really good to have a strong self-esteem so that you're attractive in any relationship. And you'll be happier. There you guys are. How did I know that's how you look? Kind of does look like all of you. It's a good picture of you guys. You did good. So, how to improve your self-esteem. And in your book, there's also a checklist on this. First of all, you have to say stop to your inner critic. And we just talked about your inner critic and what that can look like. Do any of you have an inner critic that kind of tells you, hey, what are you thinking? What does your inner critic sound like? What does your inner critic sound like? Do you have what?
I don't know, I feel like I've definitely been taking a lot of chances with things, so just don't really listen to it right now.
There you go. You went deaf to your inner critic. Good job. That's what the stop sign's for. How about you, dear? Do you have an inner critic?
Of course. I mean, in situations I'm not comfortable with, there's always in the back of my head questions, things.
And when your inner critic is challenging you, where do you go besides Google to get an answer? How do you stabilize your inner critic? We're going to talk about how to do that, so stay tuned. You'll know shortly. And the way to say stop to your inner critic, and you'll see it, it says, first of all, you can say stop.